Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to TGC Tours as we continue to get ready for 2K25. You can see we've got 2 more test events. I may or may not have mentioned that on some other videos, but actually quite excited to see this. I noticed it come up a few days ago. Really thrilled about that because it takes me past the point I was worried about, where if we suddenly started to have a qualifying event, basically that week of the 23rd to the 29th is really what I was worried about, I would not be able to participate. I will be gone for about 10 days, and so there was definitely going to be a gap. So, as expected then, I've got an event here. It's clearly 4 rounds at Spanish Point, as we can see up there. This will do the normal fill-in of TGC content for the 4 days, Tuesday through Friday of this week. And then for next week, when I am unavailable to play, so I will not be playing in Test Event 4, if that's not clear, but that also means there will be no TGC content for next week. But fear not, there is PGA content set for every morning at 5 a.m. per normal for those who are regular viewers and might wait for that to appear. I've just got my career information, or my career rounds that are going through. I've got those set into mid-April at this point. Haven't really touched any, but let me fill you in then on what has been happening. So I suppose I could say I am officially just about fully set with my player, and that is because I did finish Clubhouse Pass all the way to level 100, so I got the early award for finishing before the end of March, as well as just the reward for finishing it all, so that just ends up being some outfit items and so forth that may or may not make an appearance here or there in the future, but it's just nice to get things that they make available. You can see the VCs approaching 12,000. I'll figure out if and what I tend to do with that later. Obviously, if I start working some other players to unlock additional shots, some other archetypes and so forth, that certainly puts me in a much better spot because, I'm going to need 175 per point, and that means 10 points is going to be about 1750, and I've got to get those other archetypes to about level 85, and as you get higher and higher up in the levels, it's not just 1 point moves you up a level. You need multiple points, so it would not surprise me to move up the 11 levels I need, that I might need 30 points per archetype. So that can chew up everything I have and more, potentially, just to get us there. Also have, at this point, all my clubs up to a Sapphire level, but not necessarily all with fittings. So I am working on woods as part of the Clubhouse pack. I did unlock some Mizuno woods, so we basically are almost Mizuno across the board. I think we have some different wedges. We have a different driver. I did unlock a Mizuno driver. The interesting thing is the driver that unlocked at level 100 does not appear to let you apply the fittings. It in essence is giving you free fittings, but they're already predetermined. So while the first one is power, like the last 2 are shaping, which I could honestly care less about. And so equipping that is kind of pointless, at least at this point, although it does appear to be maybe a different level, because it is showing up as like a gold background instead of the blue background for Sapphire. So I don't know if it's, kind of getting us ready for whatever the next level will be in Season 2 and beyond. But either way, and maybe if at that point they eliminate the fittings and let us replace it. And I may look at it, because now that I'm thinking of it, it just kind of popped in my head. It's possible that I could still replace the fitting with something I have if I wanted to, but it does look like it still just applies 4, and so there's not really a difference other than if I really wanted a Mizuno driver, which I'm not dying to have. But the good news is I was worried if I could get that Clubhouse Pass goal completed, and I knew I had to go up about 3 levels per, but found some ways to grind pretty quickly and effectively and just pounded it out from level 73 or 4 or so up to 100 in like 3 days. Actually finished it early yesterday morning. That catches you up with what has been going on in my PGA golf play. But again, keep in mind, if you are a regular viewer of the golf on the channel here, what you're going to see in the career rounds through, I think, literally mid-April. I think it's April 14th. It's the second round, I think, of the first PGA tournament. So, might have been a little bit of a spoiler. I did get there eventually. But how I get there, you can obviously enjoy watching and so forth. But that has been played long ago, like a week ago or more. And I haven't touched career. I've just been focused on getting my player all the way up and getting things unlocked. So like I said, other than the woods, but as far as the quality of swings and so forth, I'm quite comfortable. You can go back and watch my little mini or my external episode or my single episode where I talked about speed golf. Is it my secret? Definitely feeling like I can dial in my swing pretty good, pretty quickly. I'm not going to play speed golf in these rounds, not intentionally. I think some people are still going to see how I play and think, man, you move along quickly, but it's not going to be anywhere near as fast as it was. I'm going to try to be deliberate and really try to get a good score, but I had turned in scores of under par and stuff doing that as well. And more importantly, I just feel I might be in better shape than I really felt even 2-3 weeks ago. So enough of that. Let's jump in here and let's jump into this event. Alright, so first round, first thing we're looking at is what have we got? We have white and black tees. Basically 200-ish, 250 yards difference between the two. Greens and fairways are firm. Green speed, medium fast, 7.3. Pretty standard for what we see. I don't know if Spanish Point is a 2K course. No, actually, I guess I do. It's created by Grahamwood, so they're using some courses that other folks have created, so that's good. That's what we would expect. Looks like we're on the white tees, so we'll be a little shorter. And we have low easterly wind, and everything else is default. So again, firm, and 7.3 on the greens. We're really not that worried about time of day or weather. That's just more visuals. So the other thing you may notice, all in all, I've had some comments from a longtime viewer about volume of my videos, really in the truck series, but I imagine it would apply to all of them. So I'm experimenting with some volume things. I've got the volume, I think, up, so it may be louder than you're used to in previous episodes, but always happy to get feedback if people are having some challenges enjoying what we're putting out there. I don't know that in fact, I do know that I probably have not played this course because I really haven't done a lot of courses that are not TGC or 2K official. Alright, so not great, but not horrendous. Still end up in the fairway, 301. But sadly on this side, where the trees may come into play. Well, this might make life a little bit less entertaining than I thought. Oh boy, certainly that was not good. But we're back on the fairway, but a whole 92 yards. But at least we're through the canopy. Now it's the question of, what do we do? You know what? I'm gonna go back here, and I'm just gonna stay where I'm at, well, other than the lie. So we're gonna compensate for the lie. But yeah, if I learned anything, it's sitting and overthinking, not a good thing. I think I hit over the green. That's not pleasant. All right. So that should get us decently close. Not bad at all. Oh, wow. Close, but no cigar, as they say. So yeah, I'd like to think I got a little more comfortable with the putting with the, and again, I played like, it probably was 40 rounds of what we would be calling speed golf. So, yeah, a lot of putting. But not necessarily on too challenging of a thing. I don't understand, for all the, hey, I've got things kind of dialed in, it's getting a little rougher than I would have hoped. But let's see, hopefully we can get this one to work. All right. One thing I think I need to do, though, the batteries did die on me before. I think I do need to go swap some batteries, so let me check here. All right. Because, yeah, some of the things I play were by feel and so forth, and kind of the way I was finishing, I'm like, yeah, I'll just do it by visual rather than any kind of vibration, but it would be good, especially on putting, to have vibration at this point. All right, there we go. A little bit better. Not that the other ones were really causing me any significant problems, but obviously wasn't as nice as I would have liked. Oh boy, that's a heck of a lie. It might be over a little too far. It is. Oh, almost got back. I think it's close enough that we're going to try to give it a roll. Oh, wow. I knew it would move, but man, I did not expect that kind of motion. All right. So, 1 over. See how things play out in total. But again, they're test events, so obviously this is less stressful. But that's the other thing all the golf has gotten through to me, too, is stress level much, much lower than probably than certainly I did have in 2K23. So way more enjoyable experience, I will say, overall. So I'm quite excited with how things are going. So, okay, nice. Ooh, a little bit of a challenge here for sure. It came back, but a little bit later than I thought it would. But hey, if I can do pars, if I can do rounds that are par, pretty sure I'll get a tour card right away the first week if I can do that. And, I'll be semi-competitive, I would think, too. So I'm pretty comfortable with all of that. So, fittings, I think, certainly help. Obviously, getting a player all the way up to overall 99 certainly helps. I don't want to hit too far, but I don't want to be too short. All right, I would say that's probably pretty darn good. All right, gets me back to even. 4 holes in or 5 holes in? 5 holes in. So, not bad. But yeah, I just don't take a lot of time to analyze. But what I am doing, which I wasn't doing before, is hesitating a bit, and I'm half wondering if that's going to be worse, but we'll see. All right, this is about even. Ooh, might be too soft, yeah. I didn't swing fast enough is what it is. So that is a difference between 2K23 and 25, is if you swing up slow or swing up fast, it will adjust your power a bit. Not a huge amount, but it does have an impact. Oh, that's a long way, but I think we'll be all right. All right, even better. It bounced in, hit a little bit of a heavier outcropping. But again, if I had a better shot, could I have gotten closer to being on the green? Maybe. This might go into the bunker, yeah. Oh well, it happens. I never said that the shots were marvelous or perfect by any stretch. So, but we should be pretty good. Oh, come on. Really? Awful. That was like a par 5. I should be good. So again, I got a par, but I should have walked away with a birdie there. So yeah, I'm likely just playing this first round in this sitting, and then I'll come back and do others later. Just have a better time later. That's not bad. All right, I was worried I was aiming kind of close to the bunker, but it worked out. So let's see. It's going to go down a bit. Yeah, we don't want to pull all the way back, so we'll do that. The lie definitely moved me, but we're on and it brought us back, so even nicer. Let's see. I don't want to hit too far. Come on. Beautiful. You know, and that's where I think I've gotten a little bit better on understanding. There's a bit more leeway of because obviously if the ball is if you're following the slope appropriately, the ball will have a little bit more forgiveness if it starts to get slower, because it'll start to move more and more. And so if you go over a bit, that's better than being on the other side, where then it goes further away from the hole for the same reasons. Don't have a lot of going to the left in the way I've been playing, so that's an interesting development, to say the least. And again, I'm thinking with the wedges, like those shots will change. I was downhill, so I knew that would be a bit of a challenge. Par 3 here. Not a huge fan of what I'm seeing. Did come back, but I was just too short. I was a little worried about that. All right, so we're even. Okay. Ooh, probably in the rough. So we're going to lose a little bit here, but not a ton, but we'll go up a little bit. Ooh, not what I expected, but I ended up on the green, so I'll take that as a victory. Oh, it did go. All right. I'm like, it's gonna get close, but it's not as online as I hoped, but it worked out. And again, that was exactly that. It was starting to curve back the other way, and at the slow speed, it was enough that it tipped into the hole. Ooh, almost. The transition was a little bit under, otherwise we would have had 4 perfects. So, all right, definitely want to go up a bit here. It should be all right. Oh, a little further than I thought, so I guess not as all right. Oh boy, that's not what I wanted. Uphill, over. Oh, hit the flag, but a little too much power, I guess. That was actually a really nice putt from there. All right, long way down, so we're going to go over here. Oh, that's going to end up not where I'd like. But, hey, it didn't end up in the sand. So, we wanted a little hard. Oh, goodness. Trying to be gentle, but did not work out the way I had hoped. So, probably a bogey here. Oh, I was worried we were going to get a double bogey. That would have been really ugly. All right, so definitely an interesting course. I'll give it that. Yeah, pretty straight on, but interesting fairway. But 327, we'll take that. I think this, yeah, I'm going to stick with what we got here. Because, oh my goodness, that was awful. Oh. Man, if I could have executed that better, that could have been pretty awesome. Probably too far. Not too bad. But definitely not easy on this. Now come back. All right. So back to even. Again, this caliber of golf, I'll take. So between the last TGC round and this round, I think what you'd be seeing is pretty substantially different. Because again, I've got 40 or 50 rounds in between the two, which gave me a lot more practice on period. How about that? So and you can see, I think it's honed my game in a lot better. So I'm feeling pretty solid about this. Let's see. Yeah, we should. That's like a low copse of trees. I don't know. This may be stupid, but this is how we find out, right? Ooh, wrong way though, so that won't help. Oh boy, where are you? Oh, it came out. Amazing. All right. I mean, it didn't get anywhere near where I needed to be, but we'll take that. Okay, we're going up. Oh boy. We're going to go over here. That's better. Ah, wow. Not as clean as I would like. Yeah, I knew it was downhill from there, so it was going to be a bit of a challenge. Nope. Oh well. The key is at least, you know, 2 putts or better. All right. Can we drive it 300 yards? That's the big one. Well, we did well on the power. We did. All right, so we get a little bit of bonus that we don't need at all because that XP ain't going to help. All right, 4 wind bushing us, but we're also elevating, so we're actually going to stay right about there. A little bit to the right. There's a bit of a rise there, so that's not great because we're going to be chipping up, or not chipping, putting up a little more than I would like. Oh, awful. Wow. How did that not go in? Unbelievable. But that one did. I think that keeps us at even. Oh, actually one under. Oh, that's right, it was a par 5. So I was actually going for an eagle with that first putt, which would have been nice, but we didn't get it. Ooh, 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 ooh. I should have backed off. I knew that was a terrible swing. Oh boy, did I know that was a terrible swing. All right, good news is that's not bad. But that is. Oh my gosh. All right. I should have just shot out into the center. All right, we're gonna stick here. So I'm kind of blowing this. It's throwing me off a bit. Also, obviously, I haven't had the swings be this erratic in a while. So, wow. I probably needed a full, but it might not have been enough anyway. Alright, that gets me up. Now we're going for double. Ugh, I was worried about that. I knew it was going to be a serpentine path to the hole. Alright, triple bogey. That's kind of ugly. But again, being able to absorb a triple bogey and still end up 2 over, that is a different game of golf than I was playing even a week ago. So, oh, there we go. All perfects. So, still hard to get a lot of those per round, but, you know, it can be done. Alright, let's see. The trees here are interesting because there's a lot of overhang. Wow, I was not expecting it to go that far. Oh boy, that was awful. I blew that. That was my own fault, but we should be... Yep, there we go. Get the par at the end, but would have been nice to have gotten the birdie and pulled to 1 over instead of 2 over. Alright, and daily quest, play tournaments, we did that. But yeah, 2 over. I mean, I think if I can play that level of golf, I'll be in good shape. But you can see, you know, points. We're gaining XP, but we don't need it anymore. Alright, so let's take a look. And, alright, so it's just giving me another fitting. I don't know that I'm really worried about it right now, so I may just wait. Yeah, I did throw that ball in. I honestly wasn't paying attention if I could see it better or not. But this is the most quote-unquote colorful ball we have. So nothing nice and bright yellow, which is really what I'd love to see. So I'm a little disappointed with that. If somehow anybody from HP Studios hears this, get us some solid colored balls in the game. That would be great. Heck, I might even be willing to pay a little for one. You know, throw me a ball for 250 VC or something, and I'll do that. I'd say pretty good. If we went back, I think the good news is here we can within the game. So, you know, I had a 4 over, a 5 over last time, but this is still better with the 2 over. Here, again, all double digits. And again, now this is more challenging because these are pro, but even with pro, 4 over. I had a 4 under, but again, at pro difficulty. And then a 3 and a 6. And then I didn't play these because I didn't know they existed. So basically, I had 1 round that was, well, I guess it was a 4 under and a 1 over. So I guess I had 2 rounds that were better than what I've done now, but those are on pro. Definitely a step up, I would think. And I would not call this, certainly green-wise, I would not call this an easy course. This is certainly on par with the challenges I had before. We've eked our way over 12,000 VC, but it is difficult to get some. So I'm going to spend the last couple minutes here before I wrap up just talking about something I have started to see a lot of. Actually seen some videos on and so forth, and that is this feeling from the community that there was a bit of a bait and switch with HB Studios. I get the concept, like we were getting more VC. There was easier ways to level up and so forth that first week between the 21st of February and the 28th. So if you paid for the extra thing, and then they dialed things back pretty fast. So there was feelings of, hey, maybe they did something to get some great reviews and then kind of juice up sales a little bit. And, you know, then they brought it back to reality because not only did they decrease the VC we get, because I do think the first day or two it was like 120 per round, and now you saw it was 54. So there's a lot of things like the official ranked events, the ranked tours there. The 1 round daily tours cost you 50 to play. So you play for 50 and then you get 54. So you literally make 4 for actually playing golf. So, you know, it's a little bit off and people are feeling a little bit slighted, like it's becoming a pay-to-play type of endeavor. I don't know that that's really the case. But I also have a little less sympathy of, I think people need to always go in with gaming and assume that something may change and make your plans and play accordingly to what you see at the time. So what I did was, because they had the double XP, they had whatever, like I spent every moment I could in here to maximize that, knowing that it was likely not going to stick around. So I feel less concerned about that. But the piece I struggle with is I think people are also taking what I would say is a bit of an entitled attitude of that you should be able to level up all 5 archetypes pretty easily. I don't know that that's a fair assessment. If you have one player that's in good shape, that's your main player. That's it. I don't know in the end, once you start applying attribute points, that you're really going to change anything substantially between the different archetypes. It's just going to give you a leg up of the way you enjoy to play to begin with, but that's really it. And I think you can get things pretty close to parity regardless of which archetype you start with. So again, I'm less concerned with that. I also don't feel I need 5 golfers up to 99 overall. 1 is fine, and then if I just get the others to 85, and as I said at the start of this, I think I might have enough VC to do that at this point. Yeah, it took a lot of golf. I'm not disputing that. But I don't know that it's unfair for a game to require that of you if you really want to do that and get the maximum rewards in essence, because that's the reason to get to 85 overall on all the archetypes, is to unlock all the shot types for everybody. And that should be a difficult achievement. I don't think it should be simple. So I think this feeling of people like, hey, you're making it too hard, I don't know. We used to have to grind a lot in racing games and whatever back in the day. I mean, I remember original Xbox release with Project Gotham, and oh my god, I was running the same race on the same course like 50 times just to get enough to do another update or something to my car. And I loved it, and I wasn't upset about it or whatever. So I just think the view of gamers has changed, and I think they're getting soft is going to be my statement. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I mean, I think they're just babying up. So you can get there by playing. You don't have to put your credit card down on the table, like a phrase that some people like to use and whatever. It's not required. It only is if you don't have stick-to-itiveness to push it through. So that's my story. With that, I'm going to wrap things up. As always, if you've enjoyed this, haven't dropped a like, or are not a subscriber, please consider those things. They're greatly appreciated and incredibly important to continue to grow the channel, which I would love to keep doing. So if you can help out there, would greatly appreciate that, and I will see you next time.